What's going on, guys? What's going on? Alright, so went to the store. Wish I didn't delete. I think I deleted the video I tried to do yesterday while I was waiting for my mother outside of Macy's. But you know what? I didn't want to put that video out because you probably would have heard her voice, and I don't like revealing family. I don't date no more, but if I'm dealing with somebody, I don't put them on this channel because my name is on this channel, and I will be the only person talking on this channel. Now, pedestrians passing by, people, in the background, that's different, but I don't consciously put family on here because one thing about social media, I think one of my subscribers said this. She said that social media, like the internet, is like a country or a continent. The internet is just like the regular world. And I'm sorry for this long anecdote I'm making, but the internet is just like the real world. It's just based on your tastes and things you like. It determines what kind of people you're gonna draw. Like, I feel like the safe sides of the internet are like the history sections of YouTube. Not really the African, like the pseudo intellectual commentators that talk about like Africa. That's kind of like the hood. I'm talking about like just the unbiased, non-revisionist history documentaries. That's where you get like the more intellectual commentators. They don't just crack jokes. They actually, speak with logic. They talk. I got this ice cream truck behind me, and this noise is so annoying. This is so annoying right now. I'm thinking about, I'm gonna wait till I get up the street. Hold up. He's selling you a bunch of garbage that he himself doesn't even consume. Anyway, that music, I can't do a video and have loud noise in the background. It's not that bad now. Sort of tolerate it a little bit. Anyway, I remember this video was probably not on YouTube anymore. It was showing complications of rappers who mentioned Donald Trump in their music before he became president. And this song, for some reason, by Master P, caught my attention over the years. I listened to it quite a lot. I'm not a fan of his music, but it's a song from 1994 called 211. And I just always quote, not on here, but I always remind myself daily, because of this song, the outro, where he was referring to the prisoner. So the 211 is a police code for robbery. And this song is about robbing a liquor store, robbing like an Asian-owned business, and eventually he went to jail for it. But the outro of the song, it went a little bit like, okay, get in that cell, boy. And he said, well, as y'all know, crime do pay, but you don't always get away. And I remind myself that every time I feel hardship in life, I feel a burden on my shoulder, I remind myself that you have to just deal with life. Like Jesus dealt with suffering. He just dealt with pain. He dealt with abuse. He dealt with hardship. I don't remember in the Bible where it talked about Jesus selling dope. Jesus robbing a liquor store. Jesus, was stressed out, so he tried to meet up with an underage girl, and then the busters from the Predator Catcher channels, Gideon and Chris and Skeet Hansen, they found Jesus in a. And I'm not trying to desecrate Jesus when I say this. I'm making a joke, but you didn't hear Jesus complaining about how life gets stressful, and now he's trying to justify trying to take advantage of a child. Like, I understand we get stressed out at times. We can't think straight. We need things to relieve stress. And that's what sin is basically stress relief. But you want to learn how to deal with life without resorting to sin. Because there's going to be a lot of times when things aren't going to go your way. You know, it's going to be times when, you know, your job's going to mess your check up. It's going to be times when you may get fired. You know, you may not get a good grade on your test. But don't resort to anything that you're going to regret and you're going to remember for the rest of your life. You know, don't resort to crime because, you know, you lost your job or you have kids to support. You're better off just suffering through whatever it is you got to deal with, just getting through it. Because that's what I've been doing most of my adulthood. My adult years, I have just basically just struggled most of my adult life. Whether it be jobs not working out, I'm gonna turn the camera the other way. Whether it be jobs not working out, you know, people I don't get along with, people doing me dirty. I never resorted to anything illegal when things didn't go my way. If somebody did something I didn't like, I never reacted in violence. I never reacted in a way where now I got this record on me. I got this felony. You know, I'm this felony man. I can't find suitable employment. You know, or I can't find anywhere decent to live, because felonies hinder you from finding apartments. You can't possess guns, and you can't find gainful employment. And I believe too, not that I've ever relied on the government, but you can't even apply for Section 8. Not that it really helps men. Now, I don't know if men can get Section 8. I believe they can, but you need kids. You need to be disabled, or you need to have like children to even be qualified for it. But yeah, no matter how hard life gets, don't resort to sin. And also, under the umbrella term sin, don't resort to illicit activities that will make your life harder and harder. Like if you lose a job, don't rob a liquor store. If you lose a job, don't rob a bank. Now that's a federal offense. If you failed a class, you lost your job, you got evicted, don't meet up with an underage child. And I'm not trying to be funny, but these are the things that people say they do when their life isn't going the way they want it to. And, you know, just get through it as best as you can. Because there's going to be a lot of hardships in life. It doesn't have to be that way. I mean, if we all followed the Bible, maybe life can be easier for everybody, but this is just what it is right now. But it's going to be a lot of times when life is going to kick you in your rear end, and you got to learn how to just take it, just deal with it. But you know, I was just thinking, I don't think about this a lot, but there's a guy who I could say is just like me in a lot of ways. He is currently in the Florida Department of Corrections. Basically, a lot of people believe he shouldn't be there in the first place. So who am I referring to? Well, it's a guy named Mark DeFries. And Mark DeFries is about 66 years old. He was born in 1960. Basically, his father died around 1978. So when he was 18, he was arrested for theft. He took the tools that belonged to his father. That's great, the bus is coming. So he took the tools that his father was going to pass down to him, because Mark didn't understand, he didn't have an understanding how probate worked. And he just took the tools, and eventually his stepmother called the police. Wow. Anyway, he didn't know how probate worked. So, he just took the tools. He just took them, and